It's Tuesday the 23rd of June 2015 and I'm at Avebury in Wiltshire to do a walk along the Wessex Ridgeway to Devizes, and there's the Red Lion pub in Avebury, and there's a view of some of the standing stones at Avebury. A diversion to see some more of these standing stones at Avebury. The walk passes the church at Avebury. Inside the church at Avebury. There's the Norman font in Avebury Church.
The bottom bit is older than the top, or the other way round, something like that. When you have a look at the
a Saxon part of the church. More views of Avebury Church. It's quite dark in this part. And there's evidence that we're on the Wessex Ridgeway long distance path, and the Wessex Ridgeway runs between Marlborough and Lyme Regis in Dorset. Marlborough in Wiltshire and Lyme Regis in Dorset. The walk goes along this narrow country lane, and over to my right are two stones, isolated stones. And there's a further view of the two stones. The Wessex Ridgeway now goes along this green path. Up ahead is the A4. There's now a short walk along the pavement beside the road. At this old milestone, the walk crosses the A4 and goes on a path away from it. Total road walking about 700 yards. The path heads up to this clump of trees. Some decent views opening up to my left. Even though we're still quite close to the A4, it's quite peaceful in this clump of beech trees. That's the path ahead of the Wessex Ridgeway. Now walking along this spectacular ridge with tremendous views to the south. Just look at these views to the south. Views on my left as I walk along the ridge. Further on the path there are some good views to my right, over to the north. And there's the Wessex Ridgeway ahead. At this T-junction, the Wessex Ridgeway turns left, uphill. The view along the Wessex Ridgeway approaching Oldbury Iron Age hill fort. Superb. The view over to my left is of the ridge I've just walked along. Now entering the National Trust area of Churchill Down and Oldbury Castle, Oldbury Hill Fort. And as we enter Oldbury Hill Fort, confirmation we're on the Wessex Ridgeway. The ramparts of Oldbury Iron Age Hill Fort. There's the path ahead. At this point the wide chalky path turns right, but the Wessex Ridgeway goes straight ahead along this grassy path. More ramparts of Oldbury Hill Fort. And there, peeping over the top, is the Churchill Monument, or Lansdowne Monument, which was constructed in 1845. And there are more of the ramparts of the Iron Age Hill Fort. There's another view of the Churchill Monument, and look at the astounding view ahead to the south. It feels quite remote here. The Wessex Ridgeway now heads downhill along this clear path. Splendid views ahead again. And there's the monument again. Still descending, the views have really opened up on my right. And I would pan round for another view of the monument. We've now left the hill fort and the path has become narrower. It's still descending. Looking back, there's a better view of the monument. You can even see the plinth. Looking back at my descent from Oldbury Hill Fort, at this point the walk turns right along an old Roman road. That's the way ahead. I know I've panned to the left, but I'm facing back the way I've come. Now heading uphill along the wide Roman road. The Roman road is steadily climbing, and these great views have opened up over to my right. That's looking back towards the monument. And there's the climbing path. The walk enters the Wiltshire Trust Nature Reserve. And there's the path entering the reserve. In the reserve, the Roman road goes through this wooded section. At this point, the Wessex Ridgeway leaves the Roman road and goes through the gate on the left and the grassy path uphill. At this point, the Wessex Ridgeway crosses the Wansdyke path. The way ahead is through that gate. At the gate in the last clip, we seem to have joined the Ridgway long distance path. After crossing the Wansdyke, we have to get across this golf course. The path goes over there, the far left-hand side. Heading across the golf course along the Wessex Ridgeway. After the golf course, the Wessex Ridgeway crosses a road and goes along this wide byway. At this cross tracks, the Wessex Ridgeway turns right. That's the way of the Wessex Ridgeway. The track becomes hedged. At this junction, the left fork is taken. Further along the track, a good view opens to the right. The walk turns left along this path towards Oliver's Castle Hill Fort. And there's a view of Oliver's Castle Hill Fort. Now walking round the ramparts of Oliver's Castle Hill Fort, tremendous views ahead. Fantastic views from Oliver's Castle Hill Fort. From here it's about 2 miles into Devizes and the end of the walk. More views from the hill fort. Near the end of the rampart, there's this dramatic drop. Now heading along this wide track. From the road, it's become a road now, the track. There's a view over to Devizes and great views beyond. The Wessex Ridgeway turns right off the road down this path. The lower reaches of the path are overgrown, but I'm at the road now. Now heading along this footpath across fields. Now heading along this wide track into Devizes. Now heading along the path known as Quaker's Walk into Devizes. Still on Quaker's Walk, it's got a bit wider. The walk crosses the Kennet and Avon Canal. The Wessex Ridgeway turns left along the towpath, so we're leaving the route of the Wessex Ridgeway here. I'm going into the centre of Devizes. Now heading past the Church of St Mary the Virgin in Devizes. Now at the marketplace in Devizes and the end of today's walk along the Wessex Ridgeway.